let's do this. I want to talk about APL, BSC, PHA, Dito, and Mary Mart based on everything, every question that you guys have been asking. So let's look at this. Let's look at APL first. So APL, this is how the trajectory of APL is. As you all know today, no, APL had a very, very, very large movement up in terms of an intraday perspective. I mentioned this in the first video a while ago that APL had a value turnover of 1.5 billion and it moved 25.89%. That's so interesting, guys. And this 1.5 billion, retailers yan. This 1.5 billion, locally driven yan. Hindi yan, how do I put this? Hindi yan pushed by institutions. It's pushed mainly by local retailers. So at least so you get the narrative of APL. Now, looking at the charts, you see this. I mentioned yesterday that it was floating at the support of 0196. Na kailangan natin bantayan is if mag-close siya below 0196, then there's a possibility, there's a shot that it may possibly break down. But look at it today. Today, the stock or APL opened at 0.169 or tama ba yung pagbasa ko? It opened at 0.17, sorry. Close to 0.169. As it opened to 0.17, it broke down essentially. But buying pushed it up to make it close here at the 0.248 level, which andun yung 20-day moving average ngayon. So, that being said, what blocked APL from pushing higher was a 20-day moving average, which right now works as a short-term resistance for the stock. So I repeat, the 20-day moving average is blocking the stock and it's kind of looking like a resistance as of this point in time. But that being said, should tomorrow the stock open above the 0.249 level, should it open above the 0.249 level and hold its ground, then it's well on its way again to attack this particular resistance level. So ngayon, based on the data that we have right now, 7:14 p.m. on a January 27, the current support right now is back again at 0.196. The current resistance right now is 0.29. If 0.29 is broken out from, then the narrative to 0.445 is alive again. But before all of that could possibly happen, 0.29 resistance, 0.196 support, and if that does not hold, these levels here where the 50-day moving average is and the 0.111 level is also in play. So that's where we are right now for APL. The next stock that I'd like to talk about is BSC, which also had a lot of volatility. Comment below, by the way. I said APL, BSC, PHA, Dito, MM. Among the five, which is something that you're tracking, I want to know based on at least a subscriber base, ano yung something na medyo enticing sa inyo? APL, BSC, PHA, Dito, and MM. So anyways, BSC, value turnover 836 million. I mentioned this in the video where we did the PSC update that 1/4 of the value turnover for the day was basically APL, BSC, and PHA. So BSC 50% up, massive volume also at 836 million, and you saw it go and close at the 1.11 level. So for BSC, it looks, no, pag tinignan mo siya, the configuration looks similar to how APL looks like. What do I mean about that? It dipped, it hit a support level yesterday, which is at the 0.77 level, predominantly for BSC. Then today, same thing, intraday opening, it broke down. That's why for me, no, the close is much stronger than the opening because it gives you sentiment on the final stamp of approval of what the market believes it should be. And it also gives you, I like the volume at the latter part of trading than the first part. Ako essentially, no, to share some of how I do things, I normally don't have to compel myself to log in around 9:30. I normally try to see it around 10 plus already when all of the volatility a bit for the morning or at least the opening is out already. So I see how prices are starting to stabilize. Because what's more important for me really is how it will actually close. Now, if you're looking at BSC, you see it right here. Uh, it broke down for the opening, but essentially intraday it started to push and make its way back up. And for the day, it closed above the 1.005 level, meaning it's above this resistance at 0.773, now converted as support. It broke past the 20-day moving average, and now it broke past the 1.005 resistance. Now, one thing you need to watch out for, if you notice it, no, pare-pareho lang, paulit-ulit lang yung technicals, it's support resistance lang. You could use any other parameter, pero halos lahat yan, it's mostly just support and resistance, 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 support and resistance. Anyways, 1005 level, if that solidifies as a level of support, then the whole move back here is possible. However, if this level does not hold, then the retracement back to this area is also pretty much possible. So, in my opinion, everything will hinge over the next few days on the 1.005 level, because if that does not hold, then downward correction is still in play. But if that holds, maybe a consolidation from 1.005 to 1.9 is also possible. I just want to note this, no, the downward push was predominantly also captured by the RSI, and also this change in direction was also captured by MACD. So we have AP, BSC. Comment below if you're learning, and comment if this is something that is helping you and massively giving you value. By the way, water break once again. Nakakapagod. So I don't like it's it's a bit tiring, but for you guys, PHA, uh, and but I love it. No? I love stocks, but above and beyond trading the markets, the idea that you get to share what you know, I think that's something that is even more amazing. And it's fun that you get to have a YouTube channel with 215,000 plus subscribers that you get to influence and share your ideas. And I think that's, in my opinion, for me, that's the greatest sweet spot for me, that I get to invest and do what I love. But the same way, I get to share my ideas to all of you, which I also love. And if you've been following me for quite some time, we talk a lot about the stock market, we talk a lot about money, but I'm the type of person that you invest, pero hindi pera-pera lahat. Money is never the end goal. Money is never the target. Money is just a tool for you to be able to unleash what your purpose is, for you to be able to do what you're called for in life. And the stock market is glamorized as something na mag-stock market ka para magawa mo yung gusto mo. Para sa akin, hindi. Do something that makes you happy. Do what makes you feel alive. Do what yung gusto mong gawin. So, kung gusto mong maging surfer, tapos on the side gusto mong mag-stock, be a surfer. You don't have to follow what the norm is. You don't have to follow what everyone else is doing. And if you're a real estate investor and you're watching this and parang you're thinking na pressure na ako mag-stocks, kailangan ko mag-stocks because all of my friends are earning from the stock market, real estate investor ka eh. You have to do you. You have to always do what makes you feel alive, because I'll say this. This is, I think Kobe Bryant died, I think yesterday or today, 1 year anniversary. To those who are like me that are Kobe fans, that we like Mamba mentality, one of the things that he said is one of the biggest mistakes of people is they think that they have so much time. And I'll say this also to all of you. I want to use this platform as a way to reach out to you, that it's not just about money. I want to share this, that your time is limited. Stocks is good, stocks is amazing, but don't just waste your time doing the things that you're not passionate about, doing the things that you don't feel make you alive. Anyways, I don't know why I got that route, but I believe I said that because I think that's for someone right here. And if you need that, I hope you run with it and you push further. PHA. So PHA is this, ang bilis ng shift, no? Stocks na agad. Yan. So this is PHA. PHA looks different because PHA did not break down from a very significant range. Although I plotted this a few days ago, this particular area, which it broke, no, which is smaller naman na support level. For those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, you know what we always say, that uh, the shorter and the smaller the support is, the weaker it is. Longer and the longer the support is, the stronger it is. So it broke this area yesterday, also confirmed by the 20-day moving average. Pero it pushed up on the same day or the next day, bringing it above this particular level. So PHA closed at 2.16, which brings it above this support that I drew, this small support level at the 1.936 area. Right now, the main support level still, in my opinion, is this at 1.276. So kung hindi niya, I think kung hindi niya tumabasag, this particular area here, hindi tumabasag, the possible narrative is it could still boil down and go here. So please do jot this down. For PHA, the main support level is 1.2. The main resistance level is 2.9. It broke away already from this upward trending slope that we have right here. And it's on the second day of it not being part of that particular uptrend. And this particular breakage here was supported by this cross down from the MACD, and also this failure to break the resistance, or at least this breakdown from the 2.9 level, was captured here via the RSI. So what should you make of this? Main resistance 2.9, main support 1225. If it pushes to the 2.9 level, the way you would read that is, what if it does not break the 2.9 level? Then that could be an area for you to either avoid the stock if you own it, or if you have avoid the stock if you have cash, or if you're positioned, that could be an area also for you to also take profits. So that's how you could possibly spin it. But again, there's a lot of volatility and volume also for PHA. So for APL, BSE, PHA, I really believe those are price driven. Whatever movement that you're seeing is not essentially fundamentally driven, but people are buying it because they have an expectation that there could possibly be something that could happen. That's why I'm buying it now, because there's a possibility that it could possibly go higher at a later date in the future, given this event would happen. But it's still borderline. No? People are anticipating a particular event. And I love buying stocks that have fundamentals. But anyways, that's APL, that's BSE, and that's PHA. I want to talk about Dito and MM. But before I traverse for Dito and MM, we have 2 slots left for Stock Smarts Manila, which is happening this Saturday and Sunday. It will be in Bonifacio Global City. For those that want to join us there, the link is in the description below. 2 slots left. I think it should be 1, but alam ko there's 2 slots because there was someone that they won't be able to travel over this weekend. So 2 slots, link is in the description below. We're gonna talk about all of these things that I'm talking about here: candlesticks, support and resistance, trend lines, moving averages, MACD, RSI, then a lot more, Bollinger Bands, Fibonacci retracements, parabolic star. Then we're gonna add some volume analysis also into it, and I'm excited for that kasi it's nice also to maganda tong video na to, but it's also nice to meet people face to face, following proper social distancing protocols as well. Anyways, let's continue. Dito, this is Dito. Dito yesterday broke down. For today, the support is upholding itself. However, it got blocked by the 20-day moving average. I repeat, Dito went above the 11.37 level, which 11.37 right now is a support. But for this to legitimately continue its upward progression, it has to break above the 20-day moving average, which is at the 11.94 mark. So I'll put a line here lang just for reference so you see it. Since nandito yung 11.94 mark, or sabihin natin 12 pesos na rin, I'll zoom in so you see it better. Right here. Ayan. So it has to go above the 12.04 level because nandun din yung 20-day moving average. But if it does that, then dito could be on its way again to progress back here to the 14 peso mark. So conditions for it to possibly go back up to 14. Again, number 1, stays above. Of course, sobrang prerequisite yun, stays above the 11.3 support level. But above and beyond that, breaks out from the 12.04 mark. and it will just continue its current consolidatory movement. So please do note that dito, if you'll allow me to zoom out here, from January has been consolidating. So for the whole month of January, dito, in all intents and purposes, has been basically consolidating as well. And if you look at this also here, medyo the volume no has somehow tapered down a bit. If you've been following the progression of dito, tumatama yan more than a billion especially on its larger swings up over the past few weeks. So, but right now, uh, January 2021, it's consolidating with a range now of 11.4 with a shorter one at 12 and then a resistance at 13.95 x 14 mark. Another thing that I'd like to point out, RSI is very close already to oversold level. So this particular area where it crossed down from the RSI, it factored in this particular push down. So there. I want to talk about MM because a lot of you guys have been requesting MM also. By the way, yung itong segment na to, APL, BSC, PHA dito, MM, we're gonna make a solo video for this as well because it has been one of the most requested stocks also in the channel. So for MM, it closed up 2.47%, 310 million in terms of value, 310 million in terms of value turnover, and it's back to the 7 peso mark. So, ganun ka-solid yung support and resistance. Same din with dito, no? MM is currently sideways. We mentioned this yesterday that it hit the resistance, fell down, broke this upward trending line, broke the 20-day moving average, and the common narrative is it needs to hold this 6.4 support level, which if you look at it intraday, that's why I love technicals. And that's why if you're asking me about news and then yung mga rumors and speculations, I honestly don't know anything about it because I don't look at I don't look at news and speculation. I just really see things from the charts, and that's what's amazing about technical analysis. Everything you need to know is found in the charts, and the reason why I share that also is dun ko nakuha yung mga mali ko nung when I was starting, no. I started in my early 20s and yung mga mali ko is may hot tip yung kaibigan ko, sinunod ko sila only to make my mistake from it, and I learned so many times from that. It was painful mistakes that sila naman di naman sa sinasabi nila na bilhin ko yun, but they were also just excited about it. But I realized that I should have studied more. Na kung inaral ko siya, hindi pala dapat bilhin. And anyways, this is where MM is. Two things that I like to mention. This upward push is over. It's below the 20-day moving average. And I'll just plot this also similar to how I drew yung sa dito. If you want to see it push back to the 8 peso or 8.08 level, it must break past the 729 level. Kung hindi, this will be a very, very thin consolidation between the 50-day moving average and the 20-day moving average. So what we do know right now is meron talagang support pa rin as of now at the 6.4 mark. And it's not just anymore based on this line that I drew. It's also based on the 50-day moving average that's protecting it. That's what we have right now for MM. And your resistance is at the 7.3 mark. So support is 6.4, resistance is 7.3, but the main consolidatory resistance is still at the 8 peso mark. So conditions here is if Mary Mart does not go above 7.29, possibility it retraces back to 6.4, but if it breaks out from 7.29, then you could possibly see it go to the 8 peso level. Are you guys learning? I hope you are, and I hope that this is something that's adding value and content to you. Comment below if you are, and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. But there. So we talked about APL, BSC, PHA, D2, and MM. Comment below if you guys have other stocks that you guys want me to talk about as well.